Be right here with me in the studio to take you through and unpack the stories that make the headlines across Nigerian papers, from politics to business to entertainment to culture and of course sports. Whether it's the latest policy decisions, groundbreaking developments, or issues affecting Nigerians, everyday Nigerians, we're here to break it all down and provide you with the context that you need to stay informed. Once again, it's The Conversation this morning.
Yes, Conversation is the program, and I am Bimbo Akombi. Buluwaji has said it all. Yes, he has said it all, and analysis, and you have the opportunity to give your own views about any issue that we come up with, yes, in the newspapers, some newspapers this morning. And yes, we'll go straight to the points now. Oh. And a story that is staring everybody in the eyes now is about the emergency rule in Rivers State. Well, the emergency rule has been imposed on Rivers State. The new sole administrator has been sworn in yesterday. Yes.
Well, before that, it's important to also state clearly that the views and opinions and statements expressed by us, and of course our callers also on the show, are solely their own and do not reflect the views and position of the Broadcasting Corporation of your state. Yes. And just like you said, a lot has happened in the last 48 hours. The state of emergency in Rivers State, and the big question is, it is a constitutional crisis or a political power play? Going by the reactions we've been getting from lawyers, from politicians, they've been divided on this entire situation. And also, Governor Fubara came out to make a statement yesterday to say that things were not as bad as portrayed out there.
Yes, I was looking at this scenario in the past 4, 5, 6 days. That something will happen when President Tinubu, beg your pardon, when he convened a meeting of service chiefs. Yes, I was telling my colleagues in the newsroom that this meeting, something will come out of it. They were, saying no, nothing of such will happen. I said something will come up. Well, the following day, I think it was in the night.
It was yes.
In the night. They just announced a state of emergency on River State. And, well, everybody was now saying, reactions, counter reactions. The president has no right to impose
state of
emergency on the state.
Or even suspend
the
democratically elected governor.
Yes. And now, I was also thinking then that if something was not done,
could have escalated.
Yes, there might be killings, assassinations, fightings, clashes. Now, I believe Tinubu, President Tinubu, did not do very well in that area. He came in late. Yes, he came late. Although there might be underneath, interventions, there might be, but I don't know why the underneath interventions did not see the light of the day, because all of them are adults.
Absolutely.
For God's sake. Yes, they're adults. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory,
which many believe is behind all of this.
Yes, and
allegedly.
Yes, and now the acting accountant attorney general is saying that
UK has
no role in the political crisis, which I don't believe, and which many people don't believe.
Well, I think we should just take a look at what the law says. For a state of emergency to be declared, at least one of the following conditions under Section 305, subsection 3, must be met. The first is war or imminent invasion, which never happened in Rivers State, right? And the other is complete breakdown of public order and safety requiring extraordinary measures. Did we have anything like that? Fubara is saying it wasn't that bad. Imminent threats to law and order that cannot be controlled through regular means. Yes, maybe that has happened. The president tried to mediate, he said no, it wasn't fruitful.
Yes.
Then another condition is natural disasters or public danger threatening the state's existence.
Yes.
So the presidency, they felt this is the best thing to do. You know, I was watching I think it was the channels last night, and taking reactions from residents of River State, and many of them felt bad about the entire situation. They felt this is a major dent to democracy in the country.
The country, yes.
All of this will definitely be putting into perspective on the show this lovely morning. Don't forget, it's a network program. We're networking on Oluyole 98.5 FM, OKO FM 96.3, and our Juliet FM 92.1. And don't forget, we're streaming live on Facebook, where you can also be part of the show. It's not about us, it's about you as well. We want you to be part of this discourse. And today on the show, we've got several papers. An Nigerian Tribune before me this morning.
And the Vanguard. You said several papers.
Yes.
Tribune and Vanguard.
Oh, actually, we've got a Punch newspaper as well.
Punch, okay.
Yes, with me. And let's take a look at what the front pages are saying this morning. Well, I think I should try and avoid the River State story for now.
Let's just,
latter part of the story.
Yes, people will still
react.
They will react to that.
Dangote refinery suspends sale of petrol in Naira. That's coming from the Nigerian Tribune, page 7.
What is that all about?
Well, basically, Dangote, they are complaining about, initially when the refinery started, the agreement with the federal government was that they will buy crude in Naira. Now, that agreement has expired, and it has not been renewed by the NNPC. So he's saying, if I'm buying dollar from you, I can't be selling Naira to Nigerians. I'll be running into a loss. All right, we'll just take the story. So we put everything into perspective. That's page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. Yes, where Dangote is speaking this morning. Nigerians were taken by surprise on Wednesday as Dangote Petroleum Refinery confirmed that it has temporarily halted the sale of petroleum products in Naira. In the news making the rounds on Wednesday, the company said the decision was necessary to avoid a mismatch between sales proceeds and crude oil purchase obligations of the company, which are currently denominated in the US dollars. According to him, we wish to inform you that the Dangote refinery has temporarily halted the sale of petroleum products in Naira. This decision is necessary to avoid a mismatch between our sales proceeds and our crude oil purchase obligations, which are currently denominated in the United States dollars, he said. Industry experts are of the opinion that the decisions will signal rise petrol pump price. Well, for more on that, you can check the Nigerian Tribune, page 7.
Yes.
And of course, as a businessman, who Dangote is, I mean, he's not running a charity at this moment. He's buying the crude in dollars at this point.
Yes.
And we're expecting to sell, of course, in Naira. Denominations. He will obviously, due to FX situation, it will definitely run into loss. So he's saying it's better I sell to countries that accept dollars.
That is true.
Even.
Yeah, that is true. And I believe the man is trying.
Yeah,
he's trying, at least in some areas, making petrol to especially petrol price to drop at least a bit. Yes,
and I want to also give kudos to President Bola Tinubu. I remember a few months ago when he had this media conference, and they were asking, okay, this fuel situation is getting out of hand. Should we have a price cap and all of that? He says no. He believes in the forces of demand and supply to determine prices. And that's what we've seen. Dangote Refinery partnered with filling stations, retailers, who dropped prices, and the importers started complaining. And before you know it, they had to do the same. So it has brought competition, and at least
prompted those major marketers
to drop their prices, and that's what we want. But then federal government needs to pay attention to what Dangote Refinery is saying at this moment. Please.
Now, talking about petrol now and transportation and food security. Now, Shetima here is saying he is tasking lawmakers on appropriate legislation that is talking about food security. Let me go through it first. Vice President Kashim Shetima yesterday implored lawmakers across the nation to enact relevant legislation that would enhance nutrition and food security to ensure every household in Nigeria had access to the manifold diets required for a healthy and productive life. Every household, is that possible?
Well, I think he's just speaking about the basics that we need as Nigerians, as citizens. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people believe in the Japa syndrome these days, to say, we're out of the country, at least we get food, we get shelter, and clothing.
Yes.
And that is what we deserve as citizens of every country. Everyone deserves it.
Yes, that is certain.
We might argue that it might not happen, it's not sufficient, the government is not doing enough, but honestly, this is the right move in the right direction. Hopefully, they will execute it and make it happen.
Yes, but I still believe that it is still theory. That it is still theory that we are saying. He has tasked lawmakers on appropriate legislation talking about food security and food security. Like we are talking about petrol now. Petrol has been coming down. Prices coming down bit by bit, but food prices are not coming down. Transport fares are not coming down. So we don't know what is happening.
Honestly, that one, at the end of the day, people say we are our own problems in this country.
In this country, yes.
Fuel coming down. When it was 1,000 plus,
yes,
they raised some fares to 500 naira. Now we're buying for 865.
Now it is still 1,000.
Still that same amount. Our people need to be considerate. I beg.
Yes.
Please take things easy. Some people are walking up there.
Yes.
I tell you.
Everybody will need
Honestly speaking. All right, let's take a look at another headline on from the Nigerian Tribune. EFCC arrests Bauchi Accountant General for alleged 470 billion naira fraud.
That is fantastic.
This is fantastic. Well, that can be found in page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune. Where operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have arrested Sirajo Jaja, the Accountant General of Bauchi State, for alleged 70 billion naira fraud. He was arrested in Abuja on Wednesday, the 19th of March, alongside Aliyu Abubakar of Justfat Resources Enterprises, an unlicensed bureau the change operator, and Sanusi Ibrahim Sambo, a point of sales operator. EFCC spokesperson that's Daily Oluyole, according to Channels Television, confirmed the arrest. They were arrested in connection with investigations of money laundering, diversion of public funds, and misappropriation to the tune of 70 billion naira. The commission is investigating the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, regarding this matter.
Yes.
The EFCC said investigations show that cash withdrawal of 59 billion naira had been made through various bank accounts opened and operated by the Accountant General on behalf of the state government. The money was allegedly moved to Abubakar and Sambo, who in turn made cash payments to party agents and associates of the governor. The BDC operator, Abubakar, earlier jumped bail and has now been rearrested.
Yes, sir.
That's EFCC.
Number one, those banks, they should be sanctioned.
They should be sanctioned.
Yes.
How do you allow movement of
cash?
59 billion.
Yes. And you want to collect 50,000 naira over the counter. They will say you can't collect more than 20,000 naira, and you are allowing.
That's outrageous. Honestly.
Then the act. He did not act alone.
Yes.
You read that the governor and
also.
I'm sure there are some other cohorts.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, the investigation has to be carried along, done appropriately, so as to prove to everyone that the EFCC still got it, the authority. They're still what they call themselves. We need them to pursue this one.
Yes.
I mean, it will serve as deterrent to others. Very important.
Yes. Now, let me go through these just reactions. People's talk on the Aputi, Natasha Aputi scenario and Senator Akpabio. Yes, people are still reacting. Yeah. Let me just read some statements from these people. This is coming from Tega Omoibo. He's an engineer. And he said the 6-month suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan seems unfair and raises questions about the Senate's actions since it happened right after she accused the Senate president. It appears that she is being punished for speaking out. Well, that is your opinion. Naimeka Chibuzo, civil engineer too. The decision to suspend Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for alleged misconduct casts a dark shadow over the Nigerian legislature. Yes, that is what we all know. And Shegun Akin, a banker, the suspension raises questions about due process and the rights of senators. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan has claimed that her suspension was unlawful and an attempt to silence her for speaking out against alleged misconduct. That is for him. Chima Okele, public servant. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan's suspension appears politically motivated. Of course, everybody knows that. There is a political undertone here. While maintaining order in the legislature is important, a 6-month suspension along with the withdrawal of allowances and security seems disproportionate to the alleged misconduct. Now, Rosemary Asuko, a teacher, the decision by the Senate to suspend Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan for 6 months has sparked intense debate. On one hand, the Senate claims her actions brought the institution into disrepute, warranting the suspension, and on the other hand, many Nigerians believe the suspension is unfair and that Akpoti-Uduaghan's allegations of sexual harassment against Senator President Godswill Akpabio were dismissed too quickly. Now, lastly, Abdul Saliu, a computer scientist, says a suspension appears laud, considering that the move seems orchestrated by Akpabio, an actor who, by all accounts, does not have the authority to enforce such disciplinary measures. And yes,
I mean,
an actor.
Yeah. Opinion of Nigerians on the issue right there. Don't forget, she was with the United Nations the other day to report the situation, which also didn't go well with many Nigerians, feeling that she should have been exposing us out there. But, you know, let's see how things pan out. And don't forget, we'd love to all of you to share your thoughts on this. When the time is right, we will reel out the phone line, and then if you can't wait for that, you can head on to our Facebook page to drop your prediction on the live stream session. Let's
quickly reel out lines. We'll take about 3-4 calls
before we move on.
Yes, the number to call 080-5500-9850. Yes, 080-5500-9850.
Well, as we wait for calls, let me also take this not very good story coming from Ondo State.
Yes, let's take this call first before you go on.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning.
Mr. Sport, good morning.
Mr. Buluwaji, yes.
Buluwaji, good morning.
Mr. Sport. Good morning.
John calling from Ilorin.
Yes, thank you, Mr. John.
An accountant general with his colleagues arrested or rearrested for 70 billion naira fraud. And we used to say this on air. Common 50,000, it is difficult to get, and yet these people were able to move cash. We wonder what kind of country we are. Not that I am not hopeful of Nigeria making progress. Of course, it is my wish to see a great and a greater Nigeria again. But when you look at all these things happening, then you wonder if there is any tunnel at all. How can someone who is trusted with a public fund be behaving this way? And yet you want me to sit down at the corner of my room where I cannot even withdraw 50,000 cash in my bank account to say there is tunnel, there is one light, though I am hopeful. Secondly, why are they selling crude to Dangote in dollars? This NNPCL it's like they are colliding with the marketers to just make sure Dangote did not have his way to make the people happy. This man has been doing his best to see that Nigerians move out of snatching of teeth and pain. But the marketer seems to be losing the war. And now it's like some element is colliding with the NNPCL to make sure Dangote cannot drop oil price for Nigerians. President Tinubu, do something about this. We want this fuel issue to come down, not to be going up again. Save Nigeria. Lastly, on river crisis, well, I want to believe the PDP did not do enough. Now they are shouting that the river state should protest against the policy of the government. What are they doing when Fubara and Wike was fighting? What are the elders? I keep on shouting then, where are the elders in River State? Now the damage has been done, they were not crying. Fubara, I want to advise you, that 6 months is an opportunity for you. You can make friends with Wike. I want to believe he's human being. He will listen to you. And possibly you can get back after 6 months. Enjoy your day. Good morning, sir.
Yes, actually, you have made that point that you should use this opportunity of 6 months to mend fences. And if fences are not mended, it might extend to 1 year, and they will still be trying to mend fences. Yes. We will take this commercial break. We'll be back.
A parent's dream is to see their child grow up to be healthy, happy, and thriving. When you keep them safe, there's no limit to what they can achieve. Every year, thousands of women of reproductive age in Nigeria lose their lives to cervical cancer. The cancer is caused by a virus called HPV, human papillomavirus. The great news is that the disease is preventable by the HPV vaccine. Early vaccination is the most effective way of preventing cervical cancer in young women later in life. So don't wait another second. Get your daughter vaccinated and ensure she's protected, healthy, and thriving. The HPV vaccine is free and available to girls aged 9 to 14 at primary healthcare centers near you. It is safe, effective, and approved by the Ministry of Health, WHO, and UNICEF. Spread the word and protect the future. Vaccinate your girls today.
This message is brought to you by the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in partnership with Girl Effect and other partners.
As the morning sun is rising and it's time to start your day, you need that creamy, creamy taste. Dano evaporated milk. Pour it, taste it, the richness so amazing. Dano evaporated milk.
Now you can enjoy a great creamy taste with Dano Full Cream and Dano Cool Cow Evaporated Milk. Try it and taste the Dano difference.
Yes, the program is still Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 right in the city of Ibadan. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Well, we lost that. Let's about 2 calls coming before we go on with other headlines. And yes. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Alex Romero. On 70 plus road. You can see how I'm going to get again. I keep on saying it. Not the set of other people. Nigeria is chairman of corruption. MD of corruption. That has to do all Nigeria for you. About this method, about you and about you. You know the same chairman, so I wonder, people keep on saying one thing. See it. They don't change. I wonder the kind of that they are. About Dangote matter. What are they talking about? The NNPC and Co. and group, they are want to press the message. That is what I think the KPC government. As far as I'm concerned, because they don't have any power. above NNPC. But when they're packaging world, what do you expect? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. Yes, the last call for now, 08055009850 or 07055551935. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Joe Michael calling from Oluyole Kingdom.
Yes, welcome, Mr. Joe Michael.
Yeah, God bless you, Mr. Oluyole. Good morning, Mr. Toti. You are welcome. Nice to hear your voice on this
Thank you. Good morning.
conversation. Yes, on the issue of Dangote, federal government should please, or those that are concerned, they should please continue to sell crude to Dangote in Naira. God bless you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much. Well, everybody is, I think, believing in Dangote that he will, try and force the...
I'm calling on the federal government to intervene because
yes.
according to the Punch newspaper, it reads Naira for crude, fuel price hike looms as Dangote NNPC talks fail.
Yes, they will still talk. They will still talk.
Yes. All right, let's come to Ondo State. Yes, our neighbors. It's important to take a look at this. It reads, protesters shot Ondo governor's office over killing of another 5 farmers by a suspected herdsman.
Yes, it happened about 3 days ago too, yes.
Oh Lord. All right, let's take a look at the story in page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune. Hundreds of protesters on Wednesday morning stormed the Alagbaka office of the Ondo State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, protesting over the killing of another 5 farmers by armed herdsmen. The farmers were said to have been shot dead during the invasion by armed men at Aba Oyimbo in Akure North local government area of the state. The protesters, who blocked the road leading to the governor's office, threatened to shut out the state if the state government failed to address insecurity in the state. For more, check it out on page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Yes, I think this issue of
very worrisome.
Yes. Herdsmen killing farmers has been rampant.
At this point, I think the Southwest governors need to stand up again.
Yes, especially and especially the Amotekun Corps in that axis of the Southwest, because I believe they are. Ondo State as one of the strongest.
No, they actually initiated it.
Yes, they initiated it. Yes.
Maybe something is wrong. Are they being overpowered?
Well, we don't know.
Maybe they need assistance.
Yes.
And honestly, it's better that the Southwest governors rise up to this. It's getting really bad.
Now, the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, yesterday asked the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, to forthwith stop parading suspects in custody, describing the action as unlawful and unconstitutional. The rights body stressed that the 1999 Constitution, as amended, presumed every accused persons to be innocent, and it maintained that the practice of parading suspects before their trial or conviction amounted to a gross violation of the fundamental human rights enshrined in the Constitution. Well, I don't succumb to this.
Honestly.
Why shouldn't they be paraded? They should be paraded. At first, before, when we used to, I remember when we used to cover police press conferences, then we showed their faces, yes, and mention their names.
Absolutely.
Later, they said we shouldn't show their faces again, so they will just take their shots from behind or blur the faces. Now, NHRC is now saying they should not even parade suspects. No, it is not supposed to be. Let people know what those people did. Yes, people should know. Fine, they are still suspects, but people should know that yes, they were involved in one crime or another crime.
All right, let's talk power from the Punch newspaper this morning. Stop military attacks on discos, Adelabu tells NSA. That story can be found in page 22 of the Punch newspaper. Well, the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has condemned the attacks on power distribution companies by military men, telling the National Security Advisor to call the soldiers to order. Adelabu kicked against the forceful abduction, intimidation, assault, brutalization of the staff, and destruction of the facilities at the substation of the electricity distribution company in Badagry, Lagos, by personnel of the Nigerian Army. The Punch newspaper reports that the attack happened on the 14th of March following a temporary power outage. It occurred barely a week after the assault on the staff and the infrastructure of Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company by the Nigerian Air Force on the 6th of March. In a statement on Wednesday, Adelabu described the vandalism, destruction, and forceful abduction of staff as not only unacceptable but also a direct threat to the stability of Nigeria's power supply and economic well-being of the country.
Now,
the question is, who ordered this?
Yes, that is what I'm about to say. The Ikeja incident, the Chief of Defense Staff came out quickly to apologize and say he has accepted responsibility of what happened. Now it is happening again. So do we want to say that the military, the high authorities, doesn't know about what is happening?
Military men left the barracks
and went to attack a facility.
Government facility. Well, it's no longer a government facility. It's a private
facility, but it does
it
mean
major
that
player in the economy.
Yes.
Power. Some people should be brought to book.
Yes.
But I remember, I think it was the MD of the Kenya Legislature. She was locked up in the boot of a car.
Yes.
I mean, quite unfortunate, really. All right, let's do 4 pickles.
Yes, I have this one. Policeman, 11 militia gang members killed in Benue community. Well, that is rather a sad one. A police personnel attached to the Joint Security Team in Benue State, codenamed Operation Zenda, and 11 others suspected to be members of a militia gang have reportedly lost their lives during a gun battle in Buruku local government area of the state. It was gathered that the incident, which occurred near the border communities of Buruku and Ushungu local government areas, started Tuesday night and spilled into yesterday. According to the source, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, the new militia group led by one Baba Benue invaded the area Tuesday evening, shooting sporadically and harassing the locals. And the security team quickly mobilized to the scene, and on sighting them, the militia gang opened fire on them and killed one of the police personnel. But in the ensuing gunfight that followed, it left 11 members of the militia gang, including their leader, dead, and several others injured. Well, I think the policemen acted gallantly there, but it is just unfortunate that one of them got killed in the cross gunfight
in Benue community. All right, let's return to politics. PDP tackles APC as Kogi constituents begin Natasha's recall. That can be found in page 29 of the Punch newspaper. The senator representing Kogi Central as Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has said that she is not bothered about attempts to have her recalled by constituents from the Senate. And also, her party, People's Democratic Party, accused the ruling APC of sponsoring the recall process, insisting that it would fail. On Wednesday, scores of residents in Natasha's constituents in Kogi Central announced that they had initiated a recall process against her, citing a vote of no confidence in her representation. The recall process, witnessed in the Okei local government area on Wednesday, saw a large number of electorates in queue to register their support for the recall process. But speaking to the Punch newspaper through her media aide, Israel Arobunlo, the suspended senator dismissed the process. Well, for more, I just pick up the Punch newspaper. PDP tackles APC as Kogi constituents begin Natasha's recall. Not good times for Senator.
For Senator Natasha.
Senator
Suspended,
Natasha.
yes, suspended. But she will still be addressed as Senator.
Yes. She's still
Now, plot to remove Edo Assembly Speaker thickens. Only members, not group, can remove Speaker aid. That is another brouhaha brewing up in Edo State. Now, and herdsmen attacks. Bayelsa government vows to deal with violators of anti-grazing law. Yes, that has always been the case. Governments have been trying to, to deal with all those people who doesn't want anti-grazing laws. Yes.
All right. Can we go to River State now? Before we begin to pick calls.
Yes.
Federal government deploys 10,000 troops against vandals as opposition NLC protests. And that's River emergency rule. Well, let's take a bit of that. The federal government has deployed 10,000 Nigerian security and civil defense corps personnel to curb further attacks on oil pipelines against the backdrop of the blast at the oil installations in River State between Sunday and Tuesday.
Okay.
The NSCDC spokesperson, Afolabi Babawale, confirmed the deployment of anti-vandal operatives to the Punch on Wednesday, stating that the operatives were tasked with protecting critical infrastructure and preventing pipeline vandalism, particularly in the Niger Delta. For more, pick up the Punch newspaper, page 2 is where we have the story. So it's not about the emergency, instead of emergency situation.
It is about the
vandalization.
Yes, it was when that pipeline vandalization then. Yes, it was that day that the emergency rule was imposed. Yes, on River State. And
honestly, it's a critical infrastructure in this country. We can't afford to lose our pipelines.
Yes, and it will, what the state government will lose from those pipeline bombings. It will be so massive.
So that's one of the reasons the federal government took that decision. It was beyond the House of Assembly. And it was more the impact of the rift.
Now, the former governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Seriake Dixon, yesterday faulted President Bola Tinubu's decision to declare a state of emergency in River State, insisting that the move lacks justification and undermines democratic principles. What I am always faulting people about, should the government, should that state wait till they start killing themselves until yes, that is what he is seeing something. He is seeing that something is about to happen. That is why he declared that state of emergency. So all those people, giving saying no justification for emergency rule, I don't support them. Yes.
Well, you took this headline earlier. Let's take a look at the story once again. The AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, defends Tinubu on state of emergency in River State, rejects comparison to Jonathan's action in Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, so administrator to receive seized funds. So you recall that yesterday people came up with when President Tinubu back then reacted to the state of emergency declared by Jonathan on Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa State. So they're saying you are doing the same right now. And so the AGF is now defending him. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, has alleged that Governor Afubara of River State played a role in recent destruction of all pipelines by militants in the state. Speaking in defense of President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency, Fagbemi claimed that Fubara not only failed to prevent the attacks, but had also indirectly encouraged the militants. Says, and I quote, there was what I would call telegraphing of the militants by the governor. He initially suggested that he would beckon on them to let them know when it was time to act, even if we assume that was just rhetoric. Did he come out to disown them when he took action? When they took action? The answer is no. And barely a week after, we saw the vandalization of oil pipelines.
Yes.
Well, President also yesterday sworn in Vice Admiral Ibok Eket, retired, as the sole administrator of River State. The swearing-in ceremony took place at the presidential villa in Abuja, inside the president's office, just before 3 p.m. All of that can be found in Nigerian Tribune, page 3.
And what puzzles me is that Governor Fubara was claiming that he did not air any security report. He was not given any security report that something of that nature would happen. And I don't really believe that. As a chief security officer
Of the state.
You must have a report that something is about to happen. And actually, after the incident happened, he did not act. Yes, and the first after the first one happened, the second one again. Yes, and I believe there was a third explosion.
Exactly what the AGF is saying, that you didn't act. All right. Rivers emergency role. NBA knocks Tinubu, calls for immediate reversal. Public outrage has trailed Monday's proclamation of a state of emergency by President Tinubu on Rivers State, following the protracted political crisis in the state. In a statement signed by its president, Mazi Afam Osigwe's son, the Nigerian Bar Association faulted the president on the basis for the proclamation, saying Tinubu lacked the power under the 1999 Constitution to remove an elected governor, deputy governor, or members of the state legislature under the guise of a state of emergency.
Yes, I don't think the NBA knows the Constitution very well, because yes, we saw what was
the custodian.
Yes, we saw what was in the Constitution, and it was quoted. We saw it yesterday, so they should go and study the Constitution very well. Yes, before we go on, let's take this break.
Tí wọ́n bá bi ọ́ léèrè pé kí o dárúkọ eré ìdíje géèmù mánigbàgbé tó dángájá. Bẹ̀tánù ni ìdáhùn rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́kọ́jọ́. Ó yá tara ṣàṣà kí ìwọ náà bá wọn jẹ àǹfààní nínú géèmù alárinrin tó fanimọ́ra ní ìpele pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà igba 200,000 owó ìkíni káàbọ̀ àti àwọn ẹ̀bùn mìíràn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Bẹ̀tánù ayò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Forí pípẹ́ tayò yìí o. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí ọmọ ọdún 18 lọ sókè. Alájọṣepọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Aston Villa ni wá.
Conversation.
Yes, the program is still Conversation, and Bolu will give us this very sad story.
Yes, not a very disheartening one, coming from Abuja. Tanker explosion shuts down Abuja Kefi Expressway. That can be found in Nigerian Tribune, page 16. A petroleum tanker explosion under the Karo Bridge on the Abuja Kefi Expressway brought traffic to a standstill on Wednesday evening, cutting off movement on the busy route. The explosion occurred during rush hour as commuters were returning from work and other activities. Initial blast was followed by multiple secondary explosions, triggering a panic among road users. The incident completely blocked access into Abuja for those coming from the Kefi axis, while commuters on the opposite side faced prolonged delays as they struggled to navigate past the scenes. Firefighters were seen making efforts to reach the burning tanker and contain the inferno. There have been unconfirmed reports of casualties, with fears of injuries and possible fatalities. Well, it's a sad one. It's a developing story, anyways. It happened last night, and I said that a CNG carrying a tanker was involved, which actually blew up the whole thing. Yeah,
maybe it was the tanker, the content of the tanker. The tanker might be using the CNG, because I understand the CNG is not that,
But then when it's exposed to fire,
yes, it will. It happened sometimes ago along Ojo Road. Yes. Yes, let's take these calls before we end the program. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Yes.
you suspend the week likewise. I agree with him. If you want to do suspension of 6 months, you suspend the week likewise. All the river counties. What I mean I'm saying is one short weekend happening. The president are back weekend. That is your matter. Now I'm not again. They are protesting in their place. So that is the place that they do. It's what can go. Arrangement. Thank you, Major.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. 08055009850. Yes. Hello, good morning.
Hello, God bless you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Lord, it saddens my heart that instead of emergency declared the river state, I'm down getting those speaking from my brother.
Okay.
I believe that they're supposed to express every available avenue in setting the matter. What's happening is that even the weekend itself, what is setting there in that state is very dangerous to political career. As a some may think that you are empowered today, but think of tomorrow. Because as you are coming down, you need the assistance of those that are helping. As you are coming down, they help you. Now, I want to comment on the issue of insecurity in the state. We are not protecting this time around. If every one of us to get prepared, you don't want to die. You don't have gun, make sure you cooperate with security operatives to give information. It's very, very important. And at the same time, all our security outfits should be at alert. These people not take permission from any government before they start killing us. So our government should not waste time at all in providing security for life and property of the people. It's very important. You don't need to wait again. The people are treasures, and therefore you have to be very proactive in tackling this issue. It's very, very important. And calling all the state governors, in the southern part of Nigeria, come together and have security promise. And in order to put an end to these military activities of these people. Thank you, God bless you, dear.
Thank you very much. Yes, you are giving your views about that point, and well, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Vivo.
Yes, good morning.
I'm calling from Calabar.
Yes.
All the news you read just now, militant attacking the military attacking the disco guys, fired the Abuja road, that the fire service did not come in time. We gave 5 million, the president, what Mr. John from Milan used to call, we ask that we are in Banana Republic. This country is not developed. Anybody that thinks that this country is a developed country just deceiving itself. We still behave as the Savimbi of Angola. When Savimbi was Jonas Savimbi, rebel leader.
Yes, Jonas Savimbi, yes.
That's how we still behave. No law, nothing. Everybody just does the judiciary to have joined. The state government, the federal government, the local government, politicians, the military, everybody just do whatever they like. So we can call that one the country. So everybody just color it whatever they want to color it with. And we people, they divide us, we support. This one is good. This one is good. So we support. So that's how we are living our life in this country. But what I think that caught our attention yesterday was when they said they are going to release that money for River State to the new administrator. The money the Supreme Court said it should not be released to the state because they said because the State Assembly did not fit, and if they did not fit and the budget was not presented properly, and the money should not be released to them. Now, budget is not being presented now. If it is so that they are going to present the budget or the money will be released to them, then on what condition will the money be released to them? Look at the contradictions. Now, after that 6 months, after the administration has gone, if these guys now coming back again and they start their fight again, with the money we withdraw back again. So like if Aguni was just, he was trying to be, he's a professional, but his professional has been altered by all those statements he has been making. He was trying to bridge the gap and all that. So it's not the law. He's just trying to, it's his job, but he's trying to, and he's contradicting himself. So that's what I was clear about this thing. So on the military people attacking
The minister is complaining that military are attacking. If he's not a minister, can't he go and see the president? They are not spoken anything since when the military have been attacking although those NEPA officials have no support from the public. I know that one for sure. But what has the president said? Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
I made a point.
Man.
All right, let's quickly take a look at this disturbing news coming from Imo State this morning, and coming found in the Point newspaper. Imo landlord arrested for shooting tenant's son. The Imo State Police Command has announced the arrest of a landlord whose identity is still unknown after shooting a boy identified as Paul, who jumped into his house to retrieve a ball during a game of football. Punch Metro gathered on Wednesday that Paul and his fellow schoolmates were playing football on Monday within their urban secondary school field in Area N, World Bank Housing Estate in Owerri, the Imo State capital, when the ball entered the next building. However, the ball bounced out and landed in the now arrested landlord's house. In an attempt to retrieve the ball, Paul jumped into the man's property and was shot around the waist, which left him lying critically in pain.
That was rather harsh. Rather harsh. Yes.
All right, I've got a few contributions on Facebook. Adio Tekune says they should leave Dangote alone. We're enjoying the reduction in PMS price. Thank you.
Yes.
Oludoye Tumishe also says good morning. Good morning to you.
Yes. This last call now. Hello, good morning.
Oh, thank you, Bimbo, for taking my call.
Yes.
Adedayo, who is calling from Hotel.
Yes, Baba Adedayo.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
On the issue of River State, the state of emergency rule, what led to it, and the associated challenges facing the people of the state, to be forewarned is to be forearmed, but the power brokers in the state did not heed the warning. This is paramount, we have been saying, because without peace, there can never be stability nor progress. That is the reason we preach, we teach, and counsel that there is no sacrifice we make for peace that is too much. Peace is paramount. The 70 billion naira fraud by Bauchi State as Counsel General and his cohort as alleged. Corruption is crippling and crushing and killing Nigeria. Let's kill it to prevent it killing Nigeria. And finally, on the killing, those states by S-men, Governor Shemakinde alerted us. Some other people did. Yes, these things are happening now. Is there nothing we can do to stop the marauding S-men and other government? God save us and help our government to do the needful. Thank you, Adedayo, from you. God bless you.
Well, thank you very much for your contribution on the program, Baba Adedayo. And yes, I think it's time to go.
Yes, that's the size of today's show. Toby Ajewole is right here to take us through sports. Toby, it appears the shooting stars are in trouble at this point due to what we're hearing following the Federation Cup situation.
Yes, definitely. Very, very surprising myself. In fact, I even had to message. I had to reach out to the media officer, and he, as of when he responded, he said he has not gotten official word from the NFF.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, we understand that students have been thrown out of the Federation Cup for playing unregistered players. For a game that never even happened at all.
Exactly.
To walk over.
Exactly.
And then, most importantly, the Eagles are in action tomorrow.
Yes, the Eagles will be in action tomorrow, and yes, I trust us. Yes, we will be giving updates.
Let's leave to Toby. He will give us he give us today's matches of the 2026 WC
World Cup
qualifiers, UEFA Nations Cup, results of World Cup qualifiers, and other stories. Yes, my name. Yes, I can't say our name. My name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening to Conversation this morning. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Do have a beautiful day.